Hello everyone, this is Takuma. We are back to Caveman2Cosmos. I felt like giving this mod another try since I kind of get my ass handed to me on a silver platter with the last game I played. So we're gonna try that, see what happens. I have a slightly newer version with some slightly newer features I want to test. Basically, at this time, the mod is in the hardening phase, more or less, for the new release. So people who do not care to mess with the SVN type stuff, which is totally understandable, should be able to get some of this new stuff hopefully within a couple weeks. And they'll probably have a few less bugs than I'm going to deal with, but hopefully won't run into anything too critical. I am going to try things a little different this time. I am going to make sure that I pick a smaller map so that the turn lengths aren't ridiculous. I'm going to stick with this guy with the epic beard, though. I like him. I like those bonuses. What else? For starters, like I said, I'm going to pick a smaller map. This is only huge. I'm also going to make sure that my speed is set to Snail instead of Eternity, because Eternity, well, I've heard complaints it was too slow, and I can understand that. It's 14,000 turns. Just because I enjoy watching Grimmeth do this doesn't mean other people will enjoy watching me do this, so we're going to do it on Snail this time. Side effect being on huge is we're only going to have 11 teams, so 10 AIs instead of like 20 or something. Some of the other things we're going to be changing are we don't want raging barbarians because I'd rather not get my ass kicked by barbarians again. It's kind of embarrassing. We are going to have still don't want any vassal states. Barbarian worlds also off again. I don't want them, destroying me. Most of the other options are going to stay the same, except we are going to add 2 new options down here at the bottom. We're going to add these Caveman2Cosmos combat mods. These have undergone a lot of work in the past couple weeks, and right now, you can see by the tooltip, AI is under development. But that being said, I like this idea because, for starters, it tweaks a lot of the animals so that they're more realistic. The smaller animals pose less of a threat. Larger ones may pose more of a threat. I haven't really tested it extensively. But what it does mean is you can, among other things, you can split and merge units, which I'll show you once we're in-game because I plan to do that right away, because it makes the early game exploration so much easier. Now I'll actually have stuff to do in the early game. I'm very happy about that. Plus, the early game itself shouldn't take as long. So that's enough of that. Let's jump right in and generate our world. Some of the other stuff I've been trying to look at over the past couple weeks is trying to reevaluate my strategy. I haven't dug into the tech tree or anything, but I know, for example, that I want to go for less focus on military stuff in the early game because it seemed to mostly be me throwing away my units. I'm going to work on building buildings instead of units, and hopefully, with the new barbarian settings, I won't get my butt kicked. We'll have to see how that goes. Aside from that, I haven't gotten too much feedback one way or the other, so if anyone has any specific tips that they think will help me figure out what I'm doing, I invite you to share those in the comments, or, whatever. I've never had a comment on one of my videos before, so that would be a new and exciting development. Let's see. So hopefully the map will also generate a little faster. Arguably, I could have done this off camera, but I wanted to show, for people who actually know a bit about the mod and are following along, which options I'm using and which ones I changed from my last failed attempt. I want to make this succeed this time. I really do. And I think that's something I can pull off. Yeah, that about covers it, I think. I have played a few turns of a game with these new settings, and I do think they'll work out pretty well. So I've done some playtesting, but obviously I'm starting from scratch because it would be a little disorienting to jump into a game that's 100 turns in. Plus, that was with a slightly older version of the SVN, so not all of the changes would be exactly the same. And I don't want to make it any more complicated than it needs to be. But I can say that the ability to split and merge units is definitely a nice feature. And that having my turn speeds go by a little faster is also very nice. The other thing you may have noticed is I have music turned off because as much as I like the music, I have already had a couple unfortunate Content ID matches. Thankfully, I don't think anything will come out of them. There might be ads, according to what YouTube tells me, on some of them, and if there are, I'll have to see if I can remove that particular track. They have a beta feature for that, but I haven't done it yet because I'm afraid it will also remove some of the commentary. So, interestingly, it seems to be the same one or two songs that are triggering the Content ID matches for every video. So, I mean, if people really want music, maybe I can remove just the offending songs. But then I have to hope that there aren't going to be any more that pop up. Anyway, that's enough rambling. We've started. We have all of these options that I showed you. Alright, cool. We're still this epic-looking guy. Cool, cool. And this speed only has 4,980 turns, which is still a lot, but way better than 14,000, so we'll go with it. Let's see. We have this interesting little inlet here. Where does the game think I should settle? Over there? The question is, do I want to take the 2 turns to move over there to settle the city? I think I'll have you move down here first. I was hoping that would reveal more of the terrain, so I knew what I was getting into. What about you, Clubman? No, you can't see either. There's permafrost up there, so we must be near the northern pole. We have some tundra up there. That's about all I can gather right now. And this is tropical coast, so who knows? I guess we'll take the 2 turns. I'll trust the game on this one. Even on our faster speed, it's still only 2 turns out of 5,000. I did something very similar in my test game, and things ended up working out fairly well, so... okay, I can kind of see why they wanted us to move here. There's a lot more food on these tiles. Especially this one. Which won't be immediately within our borders, but hopefully it's one of the first ones we get. I can accept that. As you can see, the turns are going so much faster. It's beautiful. Alright, let's build our city. Good old Brasilia. There's a lot of mountains just outside. That is not going to be good for long-term growth. I feel like the game has lied to me. Well, I mean, with the mods I have, you can eventually work those tiles, but that's a ways off. And they don't seem to have any hammers attached to them, perhaps because of the tundra. I'm not sure how this works. But I should have the mod that lets me work those eventually. And you immediately want me to build a wonder. Interesting. I guess it's the only thing you can build until we research some text, but I mean, look at those bonuses. Sure. Sure. Travel Guardian, you stay there. And now here comes the fun. We have these clubmen, which aren't excellent scouts, but they do the job in these early turns. This option to split the units. So if I do this, I have 1 clubman with a strength of 2 and is marked, if you look up there, as a size. Well, size is the actual size of the unit. So elephants would be large, pigeons would be tiny, few other designations. But the group size says company 21 to 100. If I split this, yes, I'm sure, I get 3 of them that are squads. Now, this lowers their base strength, which means it's not so good for aggressive maneuvers for the most part. But it does mean I can cover 3 times as much ground, and I mean, inevitably they'll get picked off by barbarians and animals, but it means I actually have something to do in these early turns. So we're going to go ahead and run these guys around. We're going to have you go up there. I don't know what happened to the goody hut. I saw a goody hut there. Did I automatically open it when I settled? Yes, I did. It's embarrassing. I don't know all of the mechanics of like vanilla Civ by heart. It's unfortunate. Actually, the stone thrower, you have city defense, so you stay here for now. I might need you at a later time. Other clubmen, you go down here. Alright. Now we start researching, and these only take 1 turn each because of the faster time. Let's go with nomadic lifestyle first. Yeah, let's go with that first. You keep going this way. I want you to edge out here. Alright, I found the Great Barrier Reef. That's pretty cool. I think I found that in my test game as well. Clubmen go down here. And turn. I want to eat up these islands at some point, but alright, let's see. Cave dwelling. Actually, let me look at this. It's been a little while. So gathering is always good. Cave dwelling. I mean, we have caves over there on the right. Now let's get gathering first. Let's not spend too long thinking about this.
Nomad, I will remain for life, in love with distant and uncharted places.
Yeah, I also ended up turning voice quotes back on, and that one, I believe, was voiced by my good friend, well, he doesn't even know I exist probably, but Grimmeth actually did some voices for this that made it into the SVN, so that's pretty cool to just hear his voice pop up. Although I kind of expected to pop up here. Maybe it only pops up if there's important information there. I'm not sure. Gather has been born. So someone get gathering 1 turn before I did, which that'll happen if you spend 2 turns farting around trying to find a better place to settle. But that's alright. If nothing else, this will be pretty defensible against invaders. I mean, guy there, there. 2 here, 1 there. It's a pretty defensible little situation. Let's get down here. Alright, next turn. And do we want scavenging? Now let's go with cave dwelling. Better houses make our people happier. So we can already do something to this tile.
For man, autumn
Apparently.
is a time of harvest, of gathering together. For nature, it is a time of sowing, of scattering abroad.
Nifty. So I'm kind of wondering why those pop-ups are not popping up. I don't know what I did wrong there. And hopefully all my volume settings are set up well so that you guys can actually hear this stuff. That would also be helpful. Oh, I don't know. I'll do my research when I'm not recording for the internet. Okay, so the permafrost will damage my units, but this tundra won't. Let's just keep skirting along the edge of it. Keep following up there. Ooh, goody hut. But you see, even on turn 6, I've scouted way more than I would have otherwise, just because I could split the units. It's a fantastic feature. Got some monies. I like money. Found some mountain Huinimin or something. Another goody hut. 2 more, actually. A plant gathering camp. Provides resin. Oh yeah, I should turn these on. Well, I guess. Sure. You have nothing else to do. Meanwhile, you probably have other, more useful things you can build. Oh yeah. All the useful things. Let's not worry about the Wanderer for now. We need our production. We need a stick gatherer. And we need an alpha male. And there we go. I'm like, how do I put those at the front of the queue? Again, basic Civ concepts I should learn before I record for the internet. Oh well, we'll work on those first. Production. Speaking of which tile are you working on? No, don't grow. You need production. Especially since that'll be improved soon. With whatever the improvement does. Alright, 9 turns. We'll have cave dwellings. Alright. Let's see. I like herbalism for the health, although being able to reveal more resources is also good, so we'll get that first. More money from those guys. You stick to the coast. I'm a little confused by the terrain here, because we have permafrost up here, and then we have desert. I don't know, I'm not going to question it too much. Banditry. 1 turn of anarchy? Might be worth it. I didn't mean to click that. Let's just check it here. Alright. I get nifty thieves and stuff. I will want that eventually, but I'll wait till I have another civic. Speaking of which, language will give us one, and...
If your friend is already dead, and being eaten by vultures, I think it's okay to feed some bits of your friend to one of the vultures to teach him to do some tricks. But only if you're serious about adopting the vulture.
Classic Grimmeth. I do wish the pop-ups would show up, but I don't know what I did wrong there. Did I tweak something here? Advisor? Nah, no. Again, I probably shouldn't be worried about this right now. I don't know. If someone out there in internet land knows what I'm doing wrong, let me know. At least these texts are simple enough that I don't need the pop-up, but between this video and the next video, I may have to figure out what's going on there. Step on the oasis. That's a safe spot in terms of, you know, not taking damage every turn. Seems like we're reaching the edge of the coast on this side. We're gonna have to go inland around the mountains. Alright. We also met the Nazca tribe. apparently now a city-state. Alright. Let's go back along this way. I don't want to edge you too close, because you're pretty weak since you're a split unit. Alright, I at least have vision of your city there. Gonna back away now. Hopefully I'll get the chance to do so. Native language. Alright. Cool. Now that I have two civics, let's flip to both of them. There we go. One turn for both of those. Much better than the anarchy times I was seeing on eternity speed, for sure. Weaving. Nah. Tool making. Let's get ourselves some fire. You go back around this way.
Language is not only the vehicle of thought, it is a great and efficient instrument in thinking.
We have the first barbarian animal that I've seen. Make that 2. But you see, because of the way the mod is set up, this guy's not that big of a threat. It has 0.8 strength because it only requires, or not requires, it has a size of tiny, as you can see there. And the group is solo, which means it's really going to have pretty small stats, which is good for us. It means our guy with 1.4 strength might actually have a chance. Not dying instantly is always good. Or this Viper could decide not to bother with us. That's fine. Now we're a city-state. Let me backpedal a bit to fill in that fog of war. Go down this way. Living like inland, I don't know whether to call it a lake or a sea, but it's pretty interesting. Wonder if it has an outlet to the actual ocean. Otherwise, it may not be so useful. Parrots. Just what I always wanted, a pet parrot. 48,000 BC. So you defended. That's not very defensible terrain. You can take that guy. We have a volcano. An active volcano. Not sure I want to live next to that. On the other hand, that tile is very nice. Let's see. Let's get us some herbalism. We're still sort of dying here.
If you ever catch on fire, try to avoid seeing yourself in the mirror, because I bet that's what really throws you into a panic.
Stick gather. Get the alpha male, and then we'll go after that wonder. Why not? Sounds awesome. Guess I can have you pick up that fog of war. The something jungle. Not even gonna try to pronounce that, I'll butcher it. It's the Wargarble jungle. And then the tag disappeared. Alright, whatever. Apparently it didn't like the name I gave it. You try to sneak around the city without attracting its eternal dismay? No. That's not the word I want. Eternal frustration, maybe. Let me back up a bit here. Cooperation gives me lookout post. Don't think I have a crime problem yet, although I do have banditry, so maybe I do. Let's see. Those manage disease, child labor, yeah, speaks for itself. And some combat promotions. I think you also need it. You need it for oral tradition, which is the science. So keep forgetting about that. I want me some more science.
When you smoke the herb, it reveals you to yourself.
I see. I'm pretty sure there are pop-ups for each of these. Not sure why they are not showing up. Let's go up this way. You, I guess you can go back down this way. Didn't plan out their movement very well. Oh no, it's a pigeon. 0 strength. Whatever will I do? What I'll do is waste more time trying to figure this out. Oh, really? What is going on? Nah, I got nothing.
Every kind of peaceful cooperation among men is primarily based on mutual trust, and only secondarily on institutions such as courts of justice and police.
Yeah. Man, Grimmeth did more of these than I thought. Let's keep going. Well, if you're just gonna stand there... Because I totally needed that one food. It's all about the EXPs, right? Goody huts. Can't have those goody huts. Look, that resource is. That is kava. Alright, I don't... I'll be honest, I don't know what kava is. Oh boy, a map. A favorite. Game. Alright. Didn't want to scroll there for a minute. Very confusing. You go back to going this way now. You've done well hunting pigeons. Good job. Eagle ran up to me and then withdrew. Alright. I subdued it. Nice. I has an eagle. There's some more resin. You just keep doing what you're doing. I'll divert you up here. I want both sides of this... I guess it's a lake. A really big lake. It's not going to help me too much. I'm going to build one raft just to collect these 2 things and then probably disband it, because... Can't do much exploration with that. Oh well. Ooh. Python is not much of a threat. The bear is probably going to kill this guy. It's unfortunate. But I have 75% defense bonus, so who knows? You're going to sleep until I can get, like, a myth out of you, because I'm pretty sure I can, once I have the right tech. Yeah, you keep going this way. Gather will be done his job eventually. I'm sure. Oh, yeah. I'm sure that bear ate that guy for breakfast. Yep. There is a downside to splitting your units. On the other hand, I mean... Nah, I still have my stone thrower if I felt like sending him out, but I'm a little paranoid. I feel justified after how that last game went. I'm a little paranoid about the barbarians. I'll keep that extra unit to defend my my city for now. Alright. Melons. Okay. Why is that not showing up as a resource? Game! Look at all these resources I could have been pointing out for future use. Looks like I definitely want a city up around here. Rabbits, tobacco, elephants. I like it. Build it all in the... Well, maybe we don't want it on the tundra. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Need more cities. Oral tradition. It's probably worth straight up one turn of anarchy. But I want to see what it does anyway, because I don't remember. I know it increases science. Now, considering ignorance has no benefits, yes. Let's do it. And let's, I guess, work on the hunting, because I lost one of my units. It's one of the cheaper techs anyway. Alright, damage per turn.
We tell the story. Why the people came here. What they did when they got here. Going back to the Native Americans. And coming all the way forward.
Alright. Can I not step on those? There we go. I'm going to pause here and see if I can't get those displays to show up properly, because it's kind of distracting. I'll catch you back here in a minute.